Hi and welcome to this Lead Finder local video, and once we're logged in we'll be presented with a very simple screen. Because all we need to start a new project or a new search is to basically click to select a country and region. We then got the locality, which is optional, and a query which is required, and I'll show you those in just a second. So let's just take the country and region, and we've got a number of countries, 30 countries in there in fact. And we choose whatever we want. For this example, I'm going to choose America or United States of America, and it will then give us all the American states. And depending on what country you select, if I select Great Britain, it gives us the cities. Canada, it will give you the provinces, etc. So depending on the country you select, depends on what regions it will actually give you. So for this example, I'm going to pick the US of A, and I'm going to select California, and we just click accept. And we're kind of good to go. As I said, we've got a locality, which could be an area or town, within that state. As an example, I'm not going to bother with that. We don't need to put that in where. I'm going to query or add a query, and that query really generally is some kind of trade. So I'm going to go chiropractor, and then we simply click search, and it'll go off, take a second or two, and it'll start bringing us back results for chiropractors. Now if you look up here, you can see this is page 1 of 5, but there is 10 of 50 results. Now there's 10 results on this page, and there's a total of 50 altogether, and this is page 1 of 5, and I can step forward and backwards through the pages using this first, previous, next and last. So I can step through the pages. As I said, it goes 2, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, etc., 5 of 5. So I can select all those results. And if I want more results, I've got 50 of 50 results here, but I've got a total of 23,225 results for chiropractors in California. Now, that's quite a few, of course. So let's pull a few more of those in, so I can just get extra pages in by pulling the next 50 results in by clicking that button. And again, I'll just keep doing that, and it'll add 50 results to my total every time I click the button. So let's just go to 400 for the moment. Now I'll keep doing this. There'll be a maximum of 500 results in any one search or any one project. But let's say for this example, I'm just going to do 400. So let me have a look now and see what we've got. Now obviously we've got a number of chiropractors, 400 in fact, out of the 23,000, and we'll have a certain amount of information for these businesses. So Chino Hills Chiropractor, so we've got the name of the business, we have the address of the business, obviously it's region, the locality, postcode, telephone number, email if it's in the database, and a website again if it's in the database. There is some other information, I'll tell you about that a little bit later in another video. But for now, let's see how we can manipulate this data that we have. So for the moment, we've got, as I say, 400 results out of 23,000. And it's probably a little bit all over the place. So we can do a couple of things. We can actually filter on the locality. We can filter on the postcode, so we can kind of thin these numbers down. So let's just have a look at how we can filter. And basically, you just need to decide what you want to filter on, any of these selections that are highlighted in blue. And I'm just going to have a look over here, and let's say for instance we've got Bob the chiropractor here in Long Beach. So let's see how many other chiropractors we've also got in Long Beach in our search of these 400 results. So I click Long Beach, and I can now add Long Beach to the filter. So I add that to the filter, and it says here it looks like just a few results. So let me go back to the first page of results, and there we are. We've actually got 3 results only of chiropractors in Long Beach. But that's out of these 400, not out of the 23,000. So obviously 3 is not many, and I might want to expand on that. So let me just go back to Long Beach again. In this case, I'm going to remove the filter. It's important to understand this because there's filters and it's kind of adding the query. So again, I'm going to go to Long Beach. I'm going to select Long Beach again, but this time I'm going to add it to the query. Now I could add it to the locality, and sometimes that works better, and other times, depending on what you're actually adding, it may be better to add it to a query or add it to the locality. The difference is the locality will only then look for businesses that are in the specific locality that's listed. If you add it to the query, it'll look for that locality in any part, including the actual main address. So I'm going to go to the add Long Beach to the query. And now what you can see is we actually go back to the beginning again, and this time we've not only got America, California, the chiropractor, it's also added Long Beach into the query. As I said, if we'd selected the locality, it would have added it into this section here. Either way, we're doing a complete new search. So now if I do a search and we come back, we've actually got only 241 results. Now that means that there are 241 chiropractors in Long Beach specifically. So of those 23,000 in California, we've narrowed it down to 241 in Long Beach. That's still quite a few businesses, especially if you, for instance, wanted to go around them, drive around or go around on foot to visit these physically, you'd need to thin this down a little bit. So you could then perhaps go on the postcode. So now let me filter these on the postcode. So of these 241 results, let me see how many are within the one postcode. So I can add the postcode to the filter. Now the reason I've got 3 results here is because I've only filtered on these 50 results, not the 241. So let me add these 241 in by taking the next 50, the next 50, the next 50, and the next 50, and I've got all 241. And now let's take that filter off. Select on a postcode, so let's take the 90802 postcode, and I'm going to add that to the query. And again, it'll do a new search for us, and this time we've got 23 results. So as you can see, we've now got 23 locations or 23 businesses, all chiropractors within the same postcode. That's a much easier number to physically handle if you're going to go to that area, for instance, and visit those people. Okay, I want to show you one final thing on the way you can manipulate the actual business data, and that's to actually go to the search at the top here, or the search expression. If you click on that search expression, it'll take you back here again, and of course here you've got completely free text what you want to do. So let's just go back to chiropractor, and we'll redo that search. And for instance, I could take these telephone numbers, I just copy these, take that 714 dialing code. I'm going to Control C to copy that number, the 714, and I can go up to this chiropractor CA now, and I can add in, Shift Insert, or just type that in. So I've got chiropractor 714. Let's do a search on that and see what we get. So you'll see from that we've got 660 results. We just look at the first part of these, and you'll notice that most of these have 714 as the actual telephone or area code. Now not all of those have. Look at this one, it's got 559, so it hasn't got it. But if you look over here, it's got 714 Pulaski Avenue, so it's got 714 in there. So what this search is doing is looking for any 714 within all the data of any particular business. So if it ends up in the postcode or in the address or even in the name, for instance, then it'll still return it. So let me just show you how you can use that kind of search to be more manipulative with the data. So I'm going to go back to the chiropractor again. This time I'm going to take 714 out, and I'm going to put in Bob as a first name. It could be anything, of course. And if I search now, we look down here and we get Bob the chiropractor, Bob Nguyen, Bob Johnson, Bob Chance, another Bob, many Bobs all the way down there. So now you can see that you're able to kind of search on a specific name, or it could be part of an address or anything at all. So you can use that to basically search on anything you like. And finally, for this video, I just want to show you that you can export your data to a CSV file. Now I've only got 42 results in there, and that's fine for this demo, but I could have up to 500 results, and I want to export that to a CSV. I just click export, and it lets me go into wherever I want, just into my downloads, And I can save this CSV file off. I'll just save this off as test1 and save that off. It already exists. Yes, I'll save it, and it saves that off for me. And that CSV file, of course, I can open up in Microsoft Excel or OpenOffice Calc or any other spreadsheet application. Or, of course, use to import that into other applications that accept the generic CSV files. Okay, that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one, where I'll talk a bit more about the deeper searches that we can do within Lead Finder Local.